Okay, a little bit about myself. I taught 4th grade all subjects for 12 years. All the same campus, in the same grade level, and I had the same team for 8 years. So in that time, I was the writer's workshop teacher. So I taught writing. I was in charge of it for our campus. And I had really good results. I loved it. Writing was my passion. It's where I wanted to be. I was the writing vertical team. As Hoffman knows, she was on my vertical team. I was a Nazi with it because I wanted writing to happen everywhere. I'm sure you do. Okay,
But
let's talk about
just
this.
to reiterate what she said, Wendy created these, and she has shared them with us. If you pull out your rubrics from TEA, there's that big packet you've stapled together that has 4.1 and has all that wordiness. She took that wordiness and turned it into, these bullets are the same bullets that are there. The scale at the bottom was a way she gave her teachers, like she had a teacher that wanted to do a science paper, write for science, but she wanted to be able to grade it for a science grade. So basically the teacher scored the paper and then was able to come up with a grade for that school.
To put in grade book.
To put in grade book.
Everybody's asking me that. What would a 1 be? Then what would a 2 be? When you're looking at this, don't think that a 2, or where does it start passing? That
3.
a 7,
Oh,
I guess
7.
a 7 would
Yeah.
be passing. Don't think that a 7 is,
7 is an A.
a 7 isn't, wait.
What we
Oh,
think of it.
The expository is wrong. So those numbers at the top of expository, I just noticed are wrong. Look at the narrative, I'm sorry. So it starts passing, where does it start passing? At a 3? Right. So how many of you are comfortable with the whole scoring 8-point scale thing? You want me to talk about it? I know it. You want to hear about it? How many of you want to know about that?
Yes.
So what do
Yes.
you do?
Yes? Okay, so let's talk about that real quick. I didn't bring any of my stuff, but I can throw it out there. Okay. What happens is, on the STAR test, they have one person who scores it, and they give it a 0 to a 4. Okay? They have a second person who scores it, they give it a 0 to a 4. So let's say, what's your name?
Listen.
Alyssa?
Listen.
Lizette.
Yeah.
Lizette. Lizette gives it a 2, I give it a 3, we add our 2 scores together, that student got a 5. Okay? That's where you're getting the 0 to 8. If she's at a 0, I give it a 0, this other's a 0. But let's say that she gives it a 0, I give it a 2. There's a big enough difference. They haven't told us exactly, if they're 2 points apart, then we go to the official score. We don't know. But they have some God score. I don't know who he is. But that person gets it, and he gets it the 3rd round, and if they don't agree, the 3rd round, whatever he says goes. And they double his score. So if I'm the God scorer, this is pretend. And I said it's a 3, then it's a 6. Okay? Because you doubled my score. If I say it's a 2, then it's a 4 on that day. Okay? That's how that works. Now, I bet you're wondering, how does that factor into the final score?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, right? That's what I wanted to know. So you have 19 editing, 9 revising questions. Then you have your total of 8 points that could come from your expository, a total of 8 points that could come from your narrative, right? Total that up, it comes out to 44. So you have possible 44 points. What does that mean for your students? 64% of the test is coming from your revising and editing. If we stick with the same phase level, they only had to have 58 to pass.
I'm sorry.
Process that, just think about it. They only had to have a 58 to pass. 64% of the test is coming from your revising and editing. That means 36% of it is coming from your paper. And only half of the 36, which is 18% of the test, comes from one of your paper, and then 18% goes to the other. It gives you an idea. So the weight of your paper, one paper is 18%, the other one's 18%. And then the revising and editing is 64%. Okay?
So think about that for just a minute.
They can totally bomb the writing.
They cannot write anything and make 100 or get all of the revising and editing right, and guess what just happened? They passed the test.
I took the star in.
This year. Now, when you get to the final phases, that's no longer the case. Okay? Or last year. I'm not sure what phase we're gonna come into this year. So if the phase is up a little bit, then it could potentially,
We're in the same phase this year as last year.
I've heard two different things.
We're in the same
So
phase.
We're not in phase in one?
Whatever
we are in
was
phase in
last
one,
year.
We're not in phase in two?
Whatever was last
We're
year. Phase 2, level 1, isn't it?
phase 2, level 1 is where we're staying.
Wherever we were last year, we're staying.
Phase 2, level 1.
Hey, they only have to get a 58 to
No.
pass.
Does that come down from TEA that we're
58.
staying
I had
at,
students who
or-
scored a 58
Like
and
it
still
did, right?
passed. What I did, the reason where I got that number,
So I was like,
that's right. 4th grade writing, every grade level is different. 6th grade math, I think, is a 48. I know them all. If I hadn't taken a caffeine pill, I could. She gave me a migraine pill, and apparently it's got caffeine in it. Guys, you don't understand. I went to state and debate and had to
Talk
speak
about
fast.
pushing your button like really fast so we're watching
So
all your
now I can
slides
go
go
really
up.
fast. That was good.
Remind me to do this every time, we'll get a lot accomplished.
Okay, we haven't even started the training yet. There's just so much I want to share with you because I've learned so much and I have the opportunity in this position to do tons of research and go to lots of trainings. So, get going is what you're saying. All right.